All right, gentlemen, still Monday Night Football, still missing my game. You are very important to me if you can't tell. So, lesson 6. Yeah, last lesson we talked about how to determine if something was proportional. Now I'm telling you they are proportional, and we're going to solve to determine missing pieces. Ooh. All right, after 2 hours, the air temperature had risen 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Write and solve a proportion to find the amount of time it will take at this rate for the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees. Handy dandy writing utensil. Math color, I think is blue. So I want to talk about the hours compared to the temp. So my first proportion is I had 2 hours and 7 degrees. And I want to find an equal proportion that takes some amount of time and 13 hours. I'm sorry, 13 degrees. This is where we get to do the thing that everyone always answers when I ask, how do you add or subtract fractions? And everyone says, cross multiply. We get to cross multiply today. So I take the 2 times the 13, and I let that be equal to the 7 times the question mark. And yes, I'm leaving it as a question mark because I have to remember, hey, I need to know what question mark means. I need to know what it equals, so it's staying in there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start by taking 2 times 13, which is 26. And 7 times question mark is still just going to be 7 times my question mark. I don't know what it is. Well, I need to go ahead and try and figure out what question mark is. And since 7 is being multiplied by it, the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 7. Oh, I forgot my handy dandy calculator. Again, still in the kitchen. It's over there. Someone gets to watch Monday Night Football and is yelling about it. Oh, I hope that was something good. So I take 26 divided by 7, which gives me about 3.7. I think it's 3.66666, so 3.7. And we're talking about hours, so it's going to take me 3.7 hours to get up 13 degrees. And that's what my question mark was equal to. Excuse me. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing, but instead of a question mark, I have a handy dandy letter. Letters are fun. I still cross multiply. So I'm going to take 10 times x. And just like when I had my 7 times my question mark, it still stayed 7 times question mark. This is going to still stay 10 times x. I'm trying to write it in a straight line. And then I take 4 times 9, which is 36. And since that 10 and that x are being multiplied, to undo that multiplication, I divide. And I'm dividing by 10, since 10 is what's with the x, and x is what I'm looking for. And then 36 divided by 10 is just 3.6. I'm going to switch colors since we're right next to each other, and I don't want us to get all confused as to what number goes with which problem. Again, going to multiply, so 2 times y is 2y, equals 5 times 34, which I'm really kicking myself in the butt now for forgetting my calculator. 17. And then since 2 is being multiplied by y, I undo that multiplication with division. So I'm left with y is equal to, if I make that 16, it'd be 8, and then half of 10 is 5, so it's 85. See, I know some multiplication skills sometimes. 7 times 21. 147 is equal to 3 times n, which is just 3n. Divide both sides by 3. I need some more room. Goes into, so 4 times, which would be 12. And then 27 goes in 9 times. So n equals 49. If the ratio of type O to non-type O donors at a blood drive was 37 to 43, how many donors would be type O out of my 300 donors? Well, the biggest thing is the last part, type O out of my 300 donors. So I really want to know the type O out of my total. Now, the crazy part is my total's not told to me, but I'm told the information of type O and non-type O, which means I have type O and everyone else. I can just add them together to get the total. So I have a total of 80 people who donated blood at this blood drive. So I want to know how many type O. Well, type O came first, so type O first number is 37. So 37 out of my total, which was 80, is equal to my what out of 300. I want to know specifically how many people that could be. So I cross multiply, and I'm really nice to myself and multiplied this one out because I wasn't lazy. And I'm going to show my work so that way we remember why we did what we did, because we're good logical thinking math beings. And this gives me, which is equal to 80 question marks, which is 11,100. Yes, I have to put the comma in or else I go cross-eyed. And I know that my 80 and my question mark are being multiplied, so to undo that multiplication, I simply divide. And this gives me about 180. Okay, I can do numbers really good today. 138.75. Now, this is where I differ from what the book says, and here's why. We're dealing with people. I can't magically create a quarter of a person. I know some people think I'm only 0.75 of a person, 3/4 of a person, because I'm so short. But I'm still a person. So I say I only had 138 typo. The book says 139 because it tells you to round. But again, since I'm dealing with a real life situation and I can't magically create that quarter of a person, I disagree with the book's answer. I understand that they're using their rounding rules, but I also think of if we're using a real life answer or question, we should really use real life stuff. I can't magically create more of this. It doesn't exactly tell me how to round. And I don't know, logically, I would keep it at 138 because I can't create that extra person. And I'd rather be a solid going down because I know for sure I had 138. Whereas the book is saying, meh, we can fudge it a little bit and say 139. I don't know. That kind of irks me. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Anyways, moving forward. Either answer is correct. I just disagree with that one. I disagree with this one. I understand where they get it. I understand why they're doing it. Personally, I can't create more than what I already have. So because it doesn't explicitly tell me to round anywhere in the question, I'm going with this one. I'll take either answer on your homework, by the way. I just disagree with the book on that part because it's a physical thing. I can't create more of a person. It doesn't say round, estimate, about. It just says how many. Yeah, that's my take on it. Anyways, moving forward. See if you can figure out this one. I'll give you a hint. You need the total first. So there should be 85 seventh graders, and I think I rounded on this one just because of the book. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't think I wrote it on that one. All right, moving forward. Olivia bought 6 containers of yogurt for $7.68. Write an equation relating the cost C to the number of yogurts Y. How much would Olivia pay for 10 yogurts at the same rate? This is a 2-point question. It's asking 2 different things. First thing is write an equation. Second thing is how much would she cost? How much would she pay for 10? So since it's wanting to get a new amount for a different rate, what I think is the easiest is to determine our unit rate first. Remember, unit rate is the price per something. And I'm going to type that because handwriting's atrocious. And in this case, it's going to be my price per my yogurt. So I'm going to start by saying, well, I bought 6 containers at $7.68. So how much was each one? So I'm going to take my $7.68 or the price divided by my 6 containers, or the amount for one, and I should get $1.28. So it cost me $1.28 for each container. So now I can go to this part where it says write an equation relating the cost C to the number of yogurts Y. So the cost is going to be equal to $1.28 per each amount of yogurt I pay or decide to buy. Done. Now it asks for how much would she pay for 10 yogurts at the same price. So I'm going to take 128 times 10, since Y represents the amount of yogurt cups I'm buying. And $1.28 or 128 times 10 gives me $12.80. So that was a 2-for question. All right, I want you to try this one. It's exactly the same way. And then we will do the last one together. Oops. So the cost is equal to $3.89 per gallon. And for 11 gallons, he pays $42.79. All right, last problem. Olivia typed 2 pages in 15 minutes. Write an equation relating the number of minutes to the number of pages typed. How long will it take her to type 10 pages at this rate? So I want to do my unit rate again, and I want to do, since the minutes per page comes, this is kind of there, I want to do the minutes, which was 15, divided by the pages, which is 2. So it takes me about 7.5 minutes to type 1 page. Next, it says, write an equation relating the minutes per minutes to the number of pages typed. So minutes is equal to 7.5 times P, where P is the amount of pages that I've typed. Next, it asks how long will it take her to type 10 pages. So I'm going to replace the 10 for the P. And my decimal place disappeared. 7.5 times 10 turns into 75. So it'll take her 75 minutes to type 10 pages, which is an hour and 15 minutes. And we are done. Bye, guys.